from your point of view, what's the supplier element of that journey been like?
Oh, that's a good one, because it was quite sticky to start with.
Yeah.
You know, resistance to change. We've always done it this way. Don't understand why you're making us do more work. And again, it's perception over reality. What does it actually mean from a step-by-step process for them to essentially get paid?
Yeah.
And when you break it down into, okay, you've potentially had arguments or discussions to get yourself paid for other jobs, but actually, if I can say to you, if you go down this route, then you're far more likely to get paid for what you've actually done, because it's been articulated properly, because there's been key milestones. You've then stuck to what you said you were going to do. Far easier to get paid. And that's really been my mantra about it. It's once you get up to speed with using anything, mobile phones, you know, we're both of a similar age where mobile phones were new to us after our initial teenage years, and it's getting used to something. As soon as you get used to something, it becomes easier, it becomes second nature. So again, it's just articulating that to people, saying, yes, this is quite painful right now, I acknowledge that, but give it time and give it 6 months, and before you know it, it's just part of your routine. And that's what we have found. What they do love, which we've had feedback, is because of the way we're utilising the information, is you get a supplier profile.
Yeah.
It's their sales pitch.
Yeah.
And that goes to the whole of the business. You know, that's there and available. And what we've done to really elevate that is we're going to start using spotlights. So on intranet pages and within the business, it's kind of going and it's taking that profile. The supplier owns it. I don't need to chase them. It's that is their carrot to say, keep your profile updated, and then we'll use that as a spotlight to tell the business what you do, what you're available for doing. Because where we're quite rigid in what the suppliers are allowed to do from a safety perspective and compliance, and this enables us to go, right, well, they can do this. If you want that, let's get them audited. Let's get that skill set flagged in the system for them to be able to do. And what it does is it reduces that scope creep on site where they haven't actually been audited for doing that work. And things like that do happen. You know, life happens. But we're trying to then utilise some of the aspects within Zivio to help with that. And that's what's been really key. And that's actually a really good point that the suppliers, some of them have actually said, this is really good. We've not seen this before.
Yeah.
And so it helps us, but it also helps them. So yeah, it's fab. And it's just pulling these things out and working with it in quite a creative way.
Yeah. And that, to me, sounds like proper collaboration.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately, they are an extended part of your organisation. I had a great conversation with a chap called Neil Burton recently, who's ex-EY, and he described this term of the extended enterprise.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great way to put it, because they are, you know, fundamentally, you're all working as a team to get the job done for your end customer. So the ability to collaborate like that and actually recognise supplier performance where they're doing a great job, understand why changes are happening, because it might not be the supplier's fault that something gets extended or delayed, or it could be all sorts of factors that play into it. Having that clarity and that transparency, again, like you say, it's perception versus reality. Sometimes people look at that and go, oh, my supply chain won't like that, or suppliers might think, oh, hang on, are we being, you know, you're kind of, you know, putting us under the microscope here. But ultimately, it's about understanding what's required, delivering on promises, and actually having the opportunities to do great work and be recognised for it.
Absolutely. And I've been there having conversations with people where the suppliers said, nope, not doing it. I don't want to be part of this. And it's, well, why not? What have you got to hide? If you've got nothing to hide, if you're genuine in what you believe you can provide to me as a service, you'd do this no problem. And I think that for me has been quite insightful as to that conversation, which I'm hoping other people can resonate with, which is, well, I've used him for years. Well, that's great and appreciate that. However, if they're not willing to come onto a system and actually prove what they can do, then there's something a bit fishy about that.
Yeah.
So therefore, let's not use them. So it can really work. Putting something like this in place can really help you understand that supply chain, weed out the ones that aren't applicable anymore, create great relationships with the ones that you want to, build that strategy with your business units. What are we going to do in the next 5 years? Okay, who are we going to use? What's the capacity of all of those suppliers? Are we putting too much in with one supplier? Okay, let's go somewhere else. Do we have the ability to use the tool and mould it to do something completely different, like safety critical, that isn't statement of works, it's an availability measure? It's really just taking that roadmap and that maturity path that I'm so much enjoying right now to really get it to work for the business and the suppliers. And they have fed back that it's really working. They are getting paid. And for me, that's a win-win.